What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tuesday night Q&A Hangout, where we're going to talk NFL playoffs. That's basically all we're going to talk about because there's not much to talk about regarding the Chiefs' last game of the regular season, where they ended up losing 38-0 to the Denver Broncos. They played backups and backups. They played 25 snaps. They had a linebacker that they just signed to the practice squad 6 days prior, play 26 snaps on defense, and he had 6 days of experience, and he's already gone off the team. If you look here, his name was linebacker Blake Lynch, and today the Chiefs said, "Thank you so much for your service, Blake. We really appreciate the week of effort that you put in." And honestly, he did a good job. So this isn't even disrespect to Blake Lynch, because he had the highest PFF grade on defense of any Chiefs defender, which is absolutely insane. But then today, they let him go, terminated his practice squad contract, and then re-signed Montrell Washington back to the practice squad. What that tells me about Montrell Washington is maybe McCole Hardman is about to be brought back to the 53-man roster, and maybe Nico Remigio is going to get let go from the 53-man roster. The hope is that he is able to clear waivers and he's able to get back onto the practice squad. But if not, Montrell Washington could be your returner. I don't know if that's going to happen for sure. I would like Nico Remigio to stay on the 53-man roster, but if the Chiefs coaching staff is, a little bit higher on McCole Hardman than they are Nico Remigio, specifically for his value on the offense, you can use McCole Hardman in some unique ways on offense that you cannot use Nico Remigio for. And then they obviously can both return punts and kicks. I would say Nico Remigio's done a better job than McCole Hardman on punts. I feel like he's been a little bit more aggressive, and it's paid off. We will see, but this game, Week 18 game from the Kansas City Chiefs, I had family members texting me saying, "I'm embarrassed by the Chiefs' backups and how bad they did." I literally just had to text back and respectfully say, "I'm sorry, you're wrong." The reason why you're wrong, and if you think that, guys, that's fine. You can have a different mindset. I was just tired of talking about it for 3 hours during the game when I streamed it, and then having to address friends and family in my text messages after the game. The reason why I said that is because Brett Veach and Andy Reid came in with the most vanilla game plan you could possibly imagine. Makeshift O-line, no D-Hop, no Worthy, no Kelsey, no Mahomes, no Kareem Hunt, no Pacheco, Noah Gray played 4 snaps. I mean, they played as many backups as you possibly could. The O-line was all makeshift except for DJ Humphries. They had Kingsley Suamataia at left guard. Wanya Morse was at right tackle. That's fine. They played some of the new guys. CJ Hansen, Hunter Norzad. It's good to get them some reps. On defense, no Justin Reed, no Trent McDuffie, no Nick Bolton, no Drew Tranquil. Blake Lynch was playing, and he was on the team for 6 days. No Chris Jones. There was a couple other starters that played like a few snaps. Mike Dana, I think, played a few snaps. No George Karlaftis. I mean, this was as backup as you could get. Okay? Do not fret about the 38-0 beatdown by the Denver Broncos Week 18. The Chiefs were not scared of the Bengals. They do not give a... No, wrong button. Which button is it? They do not give a mother... about the Bengals. If the Bengals would have lost on Saturday, that means they would have been out of the playoffs, right? Guess what the Chiefs would have done on Sunday against the Denver Broncos? Sat everybody. You like that? I enunciated every syllable just for emphasis. They do not care about the Bengals. They beat the Bengals 3 times in a row. They have been irrelevant. Sure, Joe Burrow, great season. Jamar Chase, triple crown. Everything else, dumpster fire. 8 losses, 9 wins, 9-8. Cool. Great. Good job. Do not care, okay? They didn't care if the Broncos made it in as a 7th seed, the Dolphins made it in as the 7th seed, or the Bengals. Doesn't matter, because they're probably not going to play this team in the divisional round because they have to go through the Buffalo Bills. So good luck to you, Broncos. You got to go into Buffalo and play the Bills. But they put nothing on paper. They showed nothing. Everybody got out of there healthy except for maybe Chamari Connor, who was questionable to return with a shoulder injury. And I really think they were just ultra cautious, ultra conservative with Chamari Connor. Like, oh, your shoulder hurts? You all right? Your shoulder hurts? Like, how bad? One scale of 1 to 10. 1? Okay, yeah, you're out of here. So I do not read nothing from this game. The only thing I do take away from this game is Jaden Hicks is awesome. He made a bunch of plays. And DJ Humphries potentially played well enough to be the left tackle for the divisional round of the playoffs. You could kick Joe Thuney back inside at left guard. That's also going to help the run game. They may do that. They may not. To be determined. Do not put money on that happening. But I do think DJ Humphries played at a serviceable enough level to potentially get the nod as a left tackle. He did get beat a couple times pretty badly in the second half in particular, but I watched every single one of his snaps, and it wasn't bad. It was way better than Kingsley, way better than Wanye, and he had some stronger reps than I think Joe Thuney would have had, but Joe Thuney is not getting beat as fast as DJ Humphries got beat a couple times in the second half. So we'll see what the Chiefs end up doing. That's your takeaways from the Chiefs' Week 18 game against the Denver Broncos, i.e. there's really not much to take away at all. The Chiefs are now going to rest. They're going to hang out. They're going to sit back, relax, watch football this weekend. 2 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday, 1 game on Monday Night Football. And I definitely want to hang out and answer some of your questions, but I just wanted to kind of share what those games were, when they are, and then just give some minor thoughts around it. But I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions as well. You've got the Chargers at Texans on Saturday. Then the evening game on Saturday is Steelers at Ravens. That's on Prime Video. Broncos at Bills, noon game on Sunday. Packers at Eagles, the midday slot on Sunday. Commanders at the Buccaneers Sunday evening. And then Vikings at Rams on Monday night. That's your wild card round. These 6 teams, the Chiefs are going to play the lowest remaining seed in the divisional round. So they're most likely going to play the Chargers. Here's why I think that. I think the Bills probably beat the Broncos. They are 10-point favorites or something insane. I think they end up winning. I think they probably end up winning by a decent amount. Crazier things have happened. That's no disrespect to Bo Nix. They have a really good defense, but I think Josh Allen and company are going to be able to overcome that defense. And Bo Nix might be a little bit out of his depth in hostile territory in Buffalo, and the Bills are going to walk out of there victorious. Now, I've seen some of you in the comments, maybe even some of you here saying, hey, I think the Broncos could very well beat the Bills. I mean, maybe. But with the game on the line, are you going to trust Josh Allen or are you going to trust Bo Nix? I'm probably going Josh Allen. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and the Chiefs play the Broncos in the divisional round. If not, the Bills win this game. The Ravens most likely curb stomp the Steelers. They've lost 4 games in a row, have averaged under 20 points a game over the last 4. The Ravens have averaged 36 points per game over the last 4. Now, you've played the Texans, the Steelers, the Browns, and the Giants, but you're getting hot at the right time. I think the Chargers probably beat the Texans. There's a scenario that plays out where obviously any of these could be upsets, but I like the Chargers' odds of beating the Texans. I think the Chargers are a better football team. I like Ladd McConkey. J.K. Dobbins is back from IR. I like their defense a lot. Justin Herbert is a quarterback that I would trust, even though he has not won a playoff game in his career. Okay. But if I had to go against a Harbaugh coach team and then a Texans team that is struggling with their identity on offense, no Stephon Diggs. He's out for the season with a torn ACL. Nico Collins is back. That's great. But then you have no Tank Dell. He's injured. They have Deontay Johnson. Don't know if he's going to play. Joe Mixon is great. But if I had to pick a team, I think the Chargers are good enough on offense, and their defense is the number 1 scoring defense in the NFL. CJ Stroud is one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the entire NFL. I think the Chargers probably win, meaning the Chiefs play the Chargers at Arrowhead for the divisional round. That's how I think it plays out at this point in time. Again, upsets can happen. Crazier things have happened. We shall see. The Chargers are only 3-point favorites. The Steelers are 9.5-point underdogs. 8.5 point underdogs for the Broncos against the Bills. We could talk NFC as well, but the AFC was like kind of my main emphasis that I wanted to talk with you guys before we got into the Q&A, just kind of my thoughts. But the playoffs are here. I'm going to be streaming this game for sure. The Sunday noon game, we'll stream this one. And then we will for sure stream this one because the Chiefs most likely play the winner of this game. Even if the Bills beat the Broncos, the Ravens beat the Steelers, and even if the Texans beat the Chargers, the Chiefs still play the lowest remaining seed in the divisional, and that's going to be the Texans. So it's either the Texans at Arrowhead or the Chargers based on the outcome of this game, as long as the Ravens win and the Bills win like I think they would. But I would love to know your thoughts in chat, and I would love to just kind of see how you guys are doing. We'll just hang out and keep talking playoffs. But those are my initial thoughts. Wanted to get those out of the way from the jump. Brand, thanks so much for the 5 gifted. And Jennifer, thanks so much for the 5 gifted. Back-to-back 5 gifted bombs from the Legends. Can I gift memberships too? I'll do it. I'll do it. Oh, yeah. We'll gift 5 right now. Nice. We've got, what do we got? 780 people in here. What's up, Patrick Mahomes? Patriots kicked Bengals' butt, and they lost to them a lot. Yeah, the Chiefs don't care about the Bengals, man. Like, yeah, they just don't care. There's a scenario where the Chargers and Rams could play in the Super Bowl. Well, there's a scenario where any team in the playoffs can play in the Super Bowl. So, yes, any team that makes it to the playoffs could, in theory, play in the Super Bowl. It is definitely possible. Yes, it is. And we could talk NFC. I mean, my initial thoughts real quick. This is tough. Like, I think the Eagles probably beat the Packers pretty good. I mean, the Eagles are only 4.5 point favorites, but I think the Eagles win this game. I like Jordan Love. I like the Packers. I like Tom Grassi, obviously. Big Grassi fan, but I think the Eagles come in and, I mean, they're at home, but I think they win this game. You don't have Christian Watson. He tore his ACL last week. Jordan Love did bang up his elbow a little bit, but I think he'll be fine. I just think Saquon Barkley and that defense and the way that the Eagles play and how they've been playing, I just think they win that game. This is more of a toss-up to me, and so is this one. I mean, I see scenarios playing out where Baker Mayfield torches the Commanders, but if Jaden, he plays a great game, rookie quarterback in hostile territory, in Tampa, but he could be the X factor. If he balls out, has a great dual threat game, he could very well win it too. I don't know what to make of this one yet. I think the Bucs win, but I just don't know. This one too, man, like if this game is close, Rams and Vikings, I might trust Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Puka Nacua late in the game over Sam Darnold and, yes, a talented roster of offensive playmakers for the Vikings. TJ Hawkinson, Jordan Addison, obviously Justin Jefferson, Aaron Jones. If Sam Darnold looks like he looked like on Sunday Night Football, I do not have faith that they get it done. And I was kind of the guy that was saying, dude, we might see a Chiefs-Vikings Super Bowl the way that they were playing. They won 9 in a row. They were on a roll, looked really good. But Sam Darnold, I mean, you had 4 trips inside the red zone. 4 trips inside the 10. You turn the ball over on downs twice, and then you kick 2 field goals. 4 trips inside the 10, and you get 6 points against a Lions team that you need to put 30 points on to win. Unacceptable. You just can't do that. So if it's close in the fourth quarter, I could see Matt Stafford, the old savvy vet who doesn't fold under pressure, won a Super Bowl within the past few years, getting that job done. But this is where I want to get your thoughts. This is a Q&A as well. It's not just me rambling on, but those are my thoughts. AFC, NFC, Chiefs, Broncos, and from there, let's get your thoughts. We've got a poll question going. Which team do you want to see the most in the divisional game? It's a little close. You got Broncos, Chargers, Pittsburgh, and Texans, and 33% say Texans. That's winning the day, which makes kind of sense to me. Let's see. Herbert looked good. It's their defense that struggles. I mean, maybe in some recent games, the Chargers defense has given up a little bit more points than normal, but their defense is the number one scoring defense in the NFL over the course of the season. Casey with the 20 bomb. Holy smokes, man. Appreciate you. I don't like messing with momentum. Games with Tooney at left tackle had Mahomes playing best ball of the season. Run game dropped off a little, though. Yeah, it did. If DJ struggles, you think we'll pull him and get Tooney right back out there to the left tackle spot? Yeah, I mean, if they go into this game and they say, hey, we are going to roll with DJ Humphries at left tackle, we are going to then have Joe Tooney at left guard where he is elite. Joe Tooney is a serviceable left tackle, but he is an elite left guard. And he's such a good lineman that's why he can play left tackle at a serviceable position or serviceable level at a different position. But yeah, if they roll with those five and then DJ Humphries is starting to get torched, I mean, they could easily go Joe Tooney left tackle and Mike Caliendo at left guard. They could easily kick it back. But the run game did struggle. You are right. And to offset that, that's why they were going with that super quick passing game. Super quick passes in the Texans game. Super quick passes in the game on Christmas against the Steelers. So you kind of had to switch up your game plan a little bit. I think they would prefer to not have to throw it that quick. If they gotta, and they'll find a way to win, and they look pretty good doing it. But I think you would like to be able to do a little bit more with the offense and that. But hey, if you got to do it, they looked pretty good. I mean, Mahomes had 3 touchdowns and 320 yards, no interceptions, his last game, week 17 against the Steelers on Christmas. I mean, it looked fine. But yeah, I mean, to your point, Casey, like, yeah, that's momentum. That it looked good. But the good news is they have a few weeks to practice and to try to figure all that out. Cole, Tyreek back to KC? Maybe. We'll see in the offseason, but you're going to have to – it's going to take 2 to tango. The Dolphins still have him under contract, so they would have to trade him. Chiefs would have to give up draft capital and take on some of that contract. I mean, that contract is massive. There's a lot going on with that. Tyreek was frustrated, said a bunch of stuff. He probably really wants to get out of there and go play for a winning organization. He is used to winning, and that is not what they're doing right now in Miami, and I think he's definitely frustrated. I don't know how high the odds are, rather, for Tyreek to return, but we could definitely continue to hash that out in the offseason. I'll take a greater look at his contract and probably process through that in tomorrow's video. Commanders and Bucks is such a difficult game to pick, and it's a really balanced matchup. No, Kansas City fan, it really is. If you look at their scoring offense compared to their scoring defense, like, they are right there. I think the Commanders are like the number 5 scoring offense. The Bucks are number 4. The defenses are both like middle of the pack and how many points they allow per game. Yeah, it's a very interesting matchup between those two teams. Is Kenny Pickett injured? Yeah, he has broken ribs. Well, now that I say that, is Jalen Hurts practicing yet? Jalen Hurts remains in concussion protocol as Eagles prepare to face the Packers. Yeah, I mean, that would probably be a different story. I will say this, if Jalen Hurts is not able to clear concussion protocol, I would probably then say the Packers could easily win that game. It might still be close because you're such a run-heavy offense with Saquon Barkley. Like, the quarterback at times doesn't have to do a whole bunch, especially if you can get up early in the game. But yeah, if Jalen Hurts doesn't clear concussion protocol, then I would definitely redact what I said about that game and probably flip my pick to the Packers winning. So good point. Somebody pointed that out in the comments that he has not technically cleared concussion protocol yet. You are right. James with the 5. Fun fact, Andy Reid had his first shutout since becoming the Chiefs head coach, but because Mahomes sat out, his record doesn't get the goose egg. Is that true? Andy Reid's record doesn't get a goose egg because Mahomes sat out? I mean, if that was his first true shutout, which it might very well be, I mean, that game has such an asterisk to it. Asterisk. I mean, that game was insane, dude. Thank you so much for the 5. But yeah, they did not care. And it's not because they were scared of the Bengals. They did not care about that team either. Royalty doesn't concern itself with poverty. They've done nothing ever in franchise history. They won an AFC championship and went to the Super Bowl. Woo! Lost it. Choke artists. So they don't care about that. They just wanted to rest their starters and get out of there healthy. Jay with the 5. I have a feeling the Broncos are going to upset the Bills. Okay. It's not that I trust Bo Nix. I just trust Sean Payton in that defense. Yeah, it's a really good defense. Leads the league in sacks. One of the top teams in pressures. You've got a good secondary. PS2 is one of the best corners, if not the best corner in football. Like, I get it. But if the game is close near the end, I'm probably going with Josh Allen and company getting it done. But we'll see. There's scenarios in all these games where upsets can happen. And that's the beauty of the NFL playoffs. That is the beauty of the NFL playoffs. The Chiefs were underdogs, I think, in every game in the postseason. At least the last three. The divisional against the Bills, the AFC Championship game against the Ravens, and the Super Bowl against the 49ers. I think they were underdogs in all three of those. They won them all. You know, cool. You pick the Chiefs to be underdogs. You're an idiot. You know, it's like, it doesn't matter. So, yeah, there is definitely upsets that can happen for sure. Yo, KC with the 2. Raiders coach get fired today. Yeah, so Antonio Pierce got fired today after 1 full year as a head coach and roughly a half-ish year as an interim head coach. Finished 9-17 with the Raiders. I mean, I just don't understand these teams. Several teams have done this where you're either firing your GM, the Titans, they did that today, or you fire your head coach after a very short amount of time, and you don't, like, they don't even have a solid system in place or a solid quarterback. Like, they don't have a solid quarterback play either. You said, hey, Antonio Pierce, you're a cool guy, defensive-minded guy. Have Minshew. Have Gardner Minshew as your quarterback, and let's run it, dude. We're going to draft Brock Bowers, and you're going to figure it out with Gardner Minshew. I mean, he looked better last year with the Colts, but, like, they are not setting these guys up to succeed. And as a Chiefs fan, I love the chaos over there. If every team could stay in a cyclical state of chaos in the AFC West, as a Chiefs fan, like, I am all for it. But you're probably going to go out and try to find somebody with a little bit more coaching experience. Like, if you want to knock on Antonio Pierce, he didn't have any head coach experience other than the half season. He was an interim head coach. So, yeah, he got fired. I mean, there's several other coaches that got fired. Doug Peterson got fired from the Jags. They fired, the GM. They let go of the GM of the Titans. And they kept the head coach, even though he only won 3 games. But, yeah, there's a lot of firings and all kinds of stuff going on that, you know, some of it's fair. Some of it's maybe not as fair, but as the employer or the owner, you have the right to do whatever you want. You could run the team as piss poor as you want to. I mean, it's you're free to do that, you know? And some teams do a way more, just a much more terrible job than others. Expecting D-Hop to go off in the divisional? What's up, Josh? Yeah, I mean, I think so. I don't know who they play yet, but I would assume that all these guys are going to turn up and go off. They've got, they given Swayze Bozeman Joshua Uche's number, and they don't have a height or weight listed for Uche. And that's a sign of a roster move to come. I mean, wow. Yeah, interesting, Anthony. Maybe. If you did, I wonder why that would be and who that would be for. Is that a Jalen Watson? Could that, Anthony, be a Jalen Watson sign? Like, we need to make a move on the defensive side of the ball. Joshua Uche is probably not going to play because he's behind a long list of pass rushers that we favor over him. So could Joshua Uche find himself gone? That's why you maybe gave his number or whatever to somebody else. And I'd have to look into that. Is Swayze on the roster or is he on the practice squad? Because practice squad guys can wear the same number. It's fine. When you get elevated is when you have to change your numbers. But yeah, if Jalen Watson returns, you've got to make room on the defensive side of the ball. Peterson, Chiefs offensive coordinator after Nagy gets a head coaching job. Yeah, Matt Nagy's interviewing tomorrow with the Jets for the head coaching position. I'll talk about that in tomorrow's video, but that's interesting. Madman Terry, what's up? Love your coverage over the Chiefs seasons. Hope you and your family had a blessed holiday season. Yeah, it was great, man. I mean, it was kind of insane because the Chiefs played 3 games in 11 days from December 15th to December 25th. So played on Christmas. And then they didn't play on New Year's this time. But it was just like it was a weird time during the holidays. But yeah, we definitely, You definitely made the most of it. Farming on the Fly said you were disappointing on Chiefsaholic because I said he can stay in jail and he's a piece of garbage, and I'm disappointing. You're disappointing, brother. He's a piece of crap, piece of garbage. I do not give one flying about that guy. And they made it seem like I did more than I really did. Like, I made a couple YouTube videos on the guy. Police were like, hey, where did you hear this? I said, oh, I heard that from some guy over here, but I'm not going to give him my info or give him your info unless they say it's okay. I hit those guys up. It was one or two guys. Hey, police want to talk to you. Do you want to talk to them? Is that okay? And they're like, yeah, it's fine. I put them in contact. Literally all I did. If that was disappointing to you, then okay. You are... I mean, there's a lot of things I could say, but if that's a disappointment, then I don't know what else. I don't really know what to say about that, dude. I think you need to probably rethink your life, reshift your priorities, and get with the program, dog. What are your thoughts if Nagy gets the job for the Jets? Dude, I don't know, because I feel like the Jets are interviewing everybody. I think the Jets are interviewing everybody, dude. So if he gets a job with the Jets, that's cool. Happy for him. I don't know what to expect out of that. And if the Chiefs lost their OC, Andy Reid will probably backfill it with somebody else or bring somebody else in that he's familiar with, like Doug Peterson. Bieniemy isn't available. Yeah, Bieniemy's available. Yeah, he's a free agent, technically. Do you think that the Chargers will beat the Texans? Yeah, Gage, I talked about that earlier. I do. I think the Chargers beat the Texans. Doug Peterson will come back. Well, I don't know that for sure. It just seems like an Andy Reid thing to do. Bring back a familiar face that maybe needs to rebuild his reputation a little bit. Super Tough said the season has been goated. Chiefs are legit. Yeah, I mean, it's been great. I think we feel like we're in a better place this year with the team than last year. They think about last year Christmas. A few weeks ago, they lost to the Raiders. This was a year ago. Lost, 5 or 6 games, and they're in a much better place this year. I feel way better about them, to be honest. That doesn't mean that they're for sure going to win the Super Bowl and three-peat, but I feel better. My confidence level is higher right now as they head into the playoffs than I did last year. I'm behind on a couple of super chats. Let me see. Hannah, thanks so much for the 10. Hannah said, Broncos beat Bills last season in Buffalo, no Knicks. Allen threw Surtain's way only 3 times of his 26 pass attempts, and he may lock up Amari or Shakir. Bill's going to try to rely on running backs and Allen. Broncos can be dangerous. Yeah, I mean, they're in the playoffs for a reason, and Sean Payton did a good job turning that organization around pretty quick. He wanted Bo Nix. He got Bo Nix, and he's doing a good job with him. So they're not a team you can sleep on. I don't feel like any team that's in the playoffs is a team that you can just like look past completely. You know what I mean? I think the Broncos are a better team probably than the Texans or the Steelers right now. Like if you just look at how these teams are playing and how they're looking heading into the playoffs, obviously disregard the 38-0 game against the Chiefs third stringers. But even before that, I think they were doing pretty good. And that's just like off the top of my head. I would have to go and look at their games and like dissect that a little bit. So I'm not speaking with like 1,000% confidence of the last 10 games that they played or anything like that. But I mean, the Broncos are a team that almost beat the Chiefs earlier on in the season. The Chiefs had to block a field goal to get it done, but they got it done. So yeah, Broncos, man, I mean, you can't sleep on them for sure. And Sean Payton's a really good coach, and that is a really good defense. Vance Joseph is a very good defensive coordinator on top of that. KC with the 2-bomb. You think Aaron Rodgers will throw in the towel? I don't know. He says it every year. But if the Jets are truly done with Aaron Rodgers, does he really want to go to another team and start over again? I mean, he's made a ton of money. The thing working for Aaron Rodgers is, I feel like he came off a pretty good game. The regular season finale. He doesn't have family. Like, I think he kind of distanced or disowned his family, or he's estranged, or there's something going on there. He doesn't have any like immediate family that he's close with. He's not married, doesn't have any kids. So It's not like he's like, hey, I want to spend more time with my kids. I want to spend more time with my family. Like, he could just continue to throw himself into the sport of football as long as his body holds up. But, I mean, it's not like he needs the money. He's made a lot of money. So we'll see if he hangs it up. I mean, maybe he's a bridge quarterback somewhere else for one more year. But we'll have to see. There's some teams that need quarterbacks. There's some teams that need quarterbacks for sure. Well, let me know what you think. I mean, I feel like every year he kind of plays it up like, I don't know if I'm going to play again. I could be done. So we'll see. Derek, thanks so much for the 5 gifted, bro. Let's go. He can be our backup. There you go. Aaron Rodgers, Chiefs backup. Swayze Bozeman changed his number to 50 after they traded for Uche because he was going to be elevated. I think they'd cut Keith Taylor and Uche to make room for Hardman and Watson. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if they cut 2 defensive guys or not, especially when Keith Taylor is getting some play out there. But I guess to your point, now that I'm really thinking about who you're saying, yeah, Jalen Watson. Like, if they have a cornerback back, you could cut a defensive back, whether that's Roland Wallace, which maybe not because he's been playing in the slot a little bit, and with Shamari Connor banged up, like maybe it's not Keith Taylor. And so you could very well be right. Uche as well. Yeah, very interesting. Could we have a Petty Mahomes emoji for members? Yeah, so there was a post going around. I don't think it's Photoshopped, but I think Patrick Mahomes liked a post on Instagram that was sharing that Antonio Pierce got fired, liked by Patrick Mahomes, and that's his profile picture on Instagram. Is it true? I don't know, but people are kind of saying, hey, Petty Mahomes is here, kind of laughing about that, but who knows? But a Petty Mahomes emoji is a great idea. Derek, thanks again for the 5 gifted. Falcon with the 9 months. Careful what you say, everyone. Petty Pat is keeping receipts with all the crazy talk. You've been warned, NFL. Let's freaking go. And we got the Petty Pat chat in the house. Love him. Let it hate. Yeah, it was pretty funny when I saw that he liked that. I was like, there's no way. That's actually crazy. Let's see. Is it realistic that Kelsey's done if we three-peat? I mean, it's within the realm of realistic possibilities. He still has a year under his contract after the season. You could play the what-if game all day long. At the end of the day, it's going to be up to Kelsey because there's a spot on him, or a spot for him on the roster next year, for sure. He's got one more year left on his contract. The Chiefs would definitely let him complete that, I would assume. I mean, he's still a top 5 tight end in most categories in the NFL today at the age of 35, when the average age of a tight end in the NFL right now is 26.7 years old. Travis Kelce is almost 8 years older than that, and he's top 5 in most of these categories. Made the Pro Bowl, probably won't get all pro or anything like that, but that's fine. He has all the accolades you could ever need. And if he gets a three-peat, he very well could walk off into the sunset. I wouldn't blame him, would you? I would not. Maybe he wants one more after that. If his body holds up, he could be the guy that's like, oh, I'm just going to ride till the wheels fall off. That's what he always says. But he has so many opportunities after football. Like, he has so many opportunities that he could pursue, from entertainment to his podcast. We know who he's dating. Like, just endless acting. There's so many things he could be doing after football. Are there any teams you're scared of playing? No, I answered this a little while ago. I don't know that I fear any team in the NFL, but I will say that I have healthy respect for any team that makes the playoffs. They're there for a reason. You can't look past any team for another team in a later round. Like, you have to come out, play great on all 3 phases of the ball. You need to win the turnover battle. You need 7 in the red zone instead of 3. Like, it's stuff we talk about for any given Sunday, but these are teams that are the top for a reason. They made the playoffs. You could argue, like, okay, maybe the Texans they're one of the worst teams in the playoffs right now. I mean, nobody in their division has a winning record. Neither does the Bills division, but the Bills are legitimately good, and we know that. So the Texans are struggling a bit more than that. But, dude, any team that's in the playoffs, you have to respect them. So I'm bald. Yeah, I'm bald. I'm glad you have eyes, Bentley. Good for you. Hopefully it's 2020. If not, go get some glasses. But thank you, dude. Yeah, I'm bald. Good job. So, yeah, I don't fear anybody in the playoffs, but I have a healthy respect for teams. We got a bunch of Twitter notifications. Anything? The 49ers are moving on from defensive coordinator Nick Sorensen after just one season. They would like to retain him on staff, but not as DC. So you could be looking at ooh, that's cool. You could be looking at a demotion there, and then look at this. Former pass game coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, the offensive coordinator of the Giants, Mike Kafka, will interview for the Bears and Saints head coaching jobs on Thursday. I mean, I'm rooting for him. That's a guy that some people within Chiefs Kingdom said, hey, that could be the next offensive coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs. Like they really liked what Mike Kafka had to bring. And so I'm happy for him. Yep, Bengals let the defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo go. Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of teams have kind of made some decisions, moved some stuff around, coaching decisions and various staff. But yeah, Lou Anarumo is gone. You have eyes? I do have eyes. Cole, maybe you addressed this already in an obvious question, but does the long period concern you at all? No. Patrick Mahomes and company had 21 days of rest the 2020 season. Rested starters week 17, I think at the time, against the Chargers. Then they played the Browns in the divisional round, won it. They played, who was next? Was it the Bills in the AFC Championship? I don't remember who the AFC Championship was, and they lost to the Bucs in the Super Bowl. But they got back to the Super Bowl, and they rested. Somebody was like, oh, well, Mahomes got hurt in the divisional game. LOL. Dude, he got choked out. I mean, are you telling me if he would have played week 17 against the Chargers and he got the arm of that lineman wrapped around him when he was trying to scramble outside, if he would have played week 17, he wouldn't have got choked out? Because he didn't have a concussion, guys. He got choked out, literally blacked out, tried to stand up, and was lightheaded because he got right here. Like, you can choke people out from here. So it was not like a traditional choke, like a rear naked choke or anything like you would see in martial arts, but he got choked out. And that was more of a fluke thing than anything. Chad Henne came in and finished that game. But if he would have played week 17, that had nothing to do with that injury. So no, the rest doesn't really concern me. Andy Reid knows what he's doing. 2004, and it's happened more than this, but 2004, the Eagles had the 1 seed. They rested starters week 17 or week 16, whatever it was at the time, and they got beat bad by the Bengals, 10-38. They lost by 28 points, and they went on to the Super Bowl. They didn't win it, but they won the divisional. They won the NFC Championship, and they made it to the Super Bowl and lost to the freaking Patriots in 2004 with McNabb and company. So Andy Reid knows what he's doing. He also said during his presser, he said he ramps practice up. So you've got a break, you've got rest, but he's ramping practice up and making it more competitive, more just kind of taking the energy levels up. So no, I am personally not worried about the rest. Old Navy with the 26 months, dude. 26 months. Let's go. He said, keep up the great work, Cole. Who's your MVP pick? Old Navy, thank you. I'm not going to lie to you. I do not care. I think Mahomes is out of the picture, so I haven't paid attention. Although I know it's either Josh Allen or Lamar. I see the arguments about it all the time. I think Lamar has the stats probably to get it, but the argument about Josh Allen is he's doing more with less, where Lamar has more weapons. I don't know. Then the flip side of that is Lamar is also in a more competitive division than Josh Allen and company. Their division sucks, dude. The Dolphins were not good because Tua was hurt and blah, blah, blah. The Patriots are not good. Who else is in that division? The Jets, they are not good. I think Lamar probably gets it. But I do think some people are also going to vote for Josh Allen, because he's never gotten it before. I mean, if I had it my way, co-MVP it with Saquon. I know that's not popular, but I'm just like, dude, what Saquon did this year is absolutely insane. But let me know who you guys think. I don't really care, to be honest. This isn't me. Like, I'm not being petty. Nothing. Mahomes and the Chiefs are playing for something way more than a regular season award. They're chasing a three-peat. That's never been done in history. So that's what the focus has been on. However, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson have both had really good seasons. I mean, statistically, great seasons. And whoever wins it deserves it. Like, seriously, hats off, not trolling. Whoever wins it deserves it, and I'll be happy for him. Derrick Henry, yeah, you can make a case maybe for Henry. I feel like Saquon pulled away from Derrick Henry at the end there, but that's just me. Forgot about Barkley. Dude had an incredible year. He really did. Over 2,000 yards just on the ground. Absolutely insane. Cole, did you like Kadarius Toney? Heck yeah, I like Kadarius Toney. Look, man, he's chilling right here. What up? What up, dude? Josh Allen sucks. I mean, that's not true. How is it our fault the Bengals lost too many games this season? No, exactly, Nicole. It's not. It's not. KC with the 2. Hope Butker gets more consistent in the playoffs. Yeah, that is one concern I mentioned about the Week 18 game. Butker has missed 3 kicks in the last 4 games since coming back from IR. Now, I get it. One of them was like a rushed extra point attempt or a rushed field goal attempt where the long snapper and the placeholder, so James Winchester and Matt Araiza, didn't come out there soon enough, and Butker was flustered. One was a PAT where it got moved back 15 yards because of a unsportsmanlike conduct, I think on Xavier Worthy. Maybe it was either that or Kelsey. They had a few unsportsmanlike conducts in that game. But Butker still makes those. And then he missed a 51-yarder against the Broncos, and that allowed the shutout to happen. Butker makes those normally. So there's a slight concern there. I'm not going to say, I'm losing sleep over it. I saw a comment recently that was like, I can't believe you're doubting Butker. I'm like, bro, I'm just saying I'm a slightly concerned. He's missed 3 kicks in 4 games. That's a slight cause for concern since he had knee surgery and came back, and he hasn't looked right. I mean, that's not a big deal to be concerned about that. KC Chiefs stats in the house. Keep it up, bro. One day I know the Arrowhead Stadium will shoot a video with you and multiple collab. That'd be fun. I have no expectations on that. I'm just a lifelong Chiefs fan like a lot of you guys are. And if we ever do anything together, that would be awesome. But, they are plenty fine over there by themselves. They hit 1 million subs on YouTube and are crushing it in every aspect, from the social media team to the video team that they've got, to just the team in general, the coaching staff, blah, 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 all of it. Cole, you could win fan of the year for them. I feel like there's a bunch of other fans that are way more deserving, that go to every game, home and away, traveling, going to all the events. I'm like a little hermit, dude. I live in Lee Summit. I try to go to a game a year, but I am a hermit, and there are other fans that do a lot more and participate a lot more than I do. The franchise last season was really good. Oh, yeah. I mean, every year is really good. Marie said, how hard is it not to shout, don't doubt him, when you just said, I'm a bit worried? It is the same as saying he is done. Oh, it's not the same as saying he's done. Yeah. You talking about Harrison Butker? Yeah, I'm a bit concerned, but it doesn't mean that I'm giving up on him or I think he's washed or anything like that. It's just when you're looking at stuff, you're looking at things that encourage you, and then you're looking at stuff that kind of concerns you. There's a lot of encouraging things that the Chiefs have shown us heading into the postseason. The return of Hollywood Brown's been great. If Jalen Watson is able to return, that is incredible. If Chris Jones is able to get healthy, good news there. The offense looks a lot better with the return of Hollywood Brown. Xavier Worthy's trending up. Joe Tooney has proven to be a serviceable left tackle if you need to. Maybe it's DJ Humphries now, because I think he had a decent enough game against an elite pass rush in the Denver Broncos that played their starters. A lot of positives to take away from. But yeah, there's a couple concerns. I mean, I feel like the secondary, especially, specifically, and then I combined it 3 times. Specifically the cornerback room outside of Trent McDuffie without Jalen Watson, they're just still trying to figure that out a little bit. It probably would be Joshua Williams, but I mean, there's a little bit of concern there. And then maybe Harrison Butker on field goals. I mean, outside of that, I feel pretty good about the team. Every Tribe Coffee got to have lots of money to be fan of the year. Got to afford season tickets and do the kinds of things fan of the years do. Personally, I could never attain the level of fandom unless I win the lottery. Hey, hope you win the lottery. But yeah, I mean, I reached out a couple years ago about season tickets, and I was like, man, I am glad that the Chiefs are doing well, but prices are up. They are up. Hey, I don't follow a lot of this rapper. female artist, but she said one day, if it's up, then it's up. And that's what the prices are for the Kansas City Chiefs. Pac West with the 20 bomb. Greatest time in Chiefs history is about GD. Right. It is the greatest time in Chiefs history, and it's not even close. You know, it's, they're chasing a three-peat. Nobody's winning more. Nobody is hated more. Like, it is crazy. It's wonderful. The Chiefs rest starters week 18 because they locked in the 1 seed, and they still get hate. They still get flack. I can't believe they'll rest their starters and lose. Like, dude, come on, guys. There was 5 teams that rested starters week 18. The Rams did, the Bills did, and 3 other teams that I don't remember off the top of my head did as well. So the Chiefs are not the only ones. This is not some breaking news conspiracy thing. Andy Reid rested starters in 2004 and got the freaking piss kicked out of his team. Like, they got stomped by the Bengals in 2004, week 16, week 17, last week of the season. Hi, Cole. Do you think the Chiefs will extend Hollywood Brown? What's up, Pavry? I mean, maybe. We'll see. There's a lot of, and I'll do some videos on that after the season's over, but there's a lot of contracts to think about, to consider with the Kansas City Chiefs. A lot of guys in the last year of their deal. The wide receiver room, I've mentioned this a couple times, but there's only 3 players under contract, really, that are starters in the wide receiver room. And that's not even that are starters per se, because Sky Moore's not a starter, but Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, Sky Moore, the only ones under contract after next year, or after this season. And I think Sky Moore could very well be gone. Justin Watson's on the last year of his 2-year deal. D-Hop, 1 year. Juju Smith-Schuster, 1 year. And McCole Hardman's on a 1 year. Like, anybody else you could think of, 1 year deal. I think there's one more guy that I'm mistaken. Hollywood Brown, 1 year. So a lot of these guys, you're going to have to make some decisions about. Sorry I'm late. What did I miss? If I make the Zoom call this month, I'll tell you where I'll be going to go this March. All right, Kyle, what's up, dude? Casey, what are you doing? You all right? Casey just tried to jump up on my chair and hit her head on the bottom of my desk. You all right, dude? What the heck, Case? Kyle, thanks so much for the 5-bomb. What did you miss? Oh, we were just talking a little bit of playoffs. Talking about some Chief stuff. Xavier Worthy is still under contract. That's what I'm saying. Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice, and Sky Moore are the only ones under contract after this season. Rest them. I really enjoyed watching the subs. Yeah, you had to rest the starters. I mean, look at what happened in week 18 to a couple wide receivers. Different scenarios. Like, they didn't have the 1 seed locked up, but Zay Flowers hurt his knee. He's probably not playing in the wild card round. He's day-to-day. He might play, but he won't be 100% if he does play. That's the Ravens wide receiver 1. He might not be playing because of what happened in the last week of the regular season. Packers wide receiver Christian Watson, he was dealing with some knee issues already, and then his knee finally just gave out and he tore his ACL last week of the regular season. He's done. So, I mean, this stuff happens, and that's why if you can rest your starters and not play these people, like, do that. Keep them safe. Keep them safe. Island Hacker with the 21 months. Shout out Daniel Nelson DaBeard. Best part of the documentary was seeing him be him. He passed away 12/11/23. Rest in power. Best part of the documentary? Wait. What documentary? What, are you talking about the Chiefsaholic documentary, or what are we talking about? What am I missing? What documentary? If so, definitely shout out. Oh, this guy. Chiefs superfan known as the Beard dies in Independence Crash. Oh, yeah, it was okay. It was after a Chiefs game, right? This guy. Was he in the documentary? I don't even remember. But if so, that's pretty cool. And he passed away. That's not cool that he passed away, but if he was able to make it into the doc. Paul, with the 12 months, I wonder what people would have complained about if the Chiefs had beat the Broncos. The complaint would have been, What are you thinking? Why are you doing that? You already had the 1 seed locked up. You didn't need to play anybody, and you didn't need to try. And because you tried, you kept the Broncos out of the playoffs because you're inconsiderate, and it's a conspiracy because now you want the Bengals in there because the Bengals aren't as good as the Broncos, and you think you have a better chance. Like, that's exactly what would have happened, as stupid as that sounds. Aaron Jacobson with the 25 months. Let's go, man. Do you think it was Reed's master plan to get smoked so the Broncos will have more confidence going up against the Bills? I could see him doing that on purpose. I mean, not really. I think they were trying to just go out there, have as vanilla game plan as possible, play the third stringers and just as little amount of people as they could, just get out of there and move on. The 1 seed's locked up. It didn't matter. You played Blake Lynch 25 snaps on defense, and he'd been on the team for 6 days. They just did not care. I don't think it was to give any false confidence to anybody. I don't think it was to get the Bengals out of the playoffs. I don't think it was to do with the Dolphins. Like, it was nothing to do with the 7th seed that the Chiefs might not even see. Did you ever get to meet Chiefsaholic? No, I did not. I never met him. DM'd back and forth with him like 2 or 3 times on Twitter. He literally just messaged me one day and he's like, hey, I like your videos. I watch them on my lunch breaks at work. And now I'm like after you robbed a bank, you watched my videos? Like, when did you watch them, bro? Because that's freaking crazy. That's it, though. Yep, haters will always find something to complain about. Yeah, you already know. Kyle with the 5. If you don't have your you-know-what yet, I understand because it's postseason right now. I have a package. Casey, back. I have it, bro. I do. We got him. I got 2. I actually got 2. We finally made it to the UPS store. I'll open those in a minute. Cole, Chiefsaholic accomplice? Pfft, no. They were just there so they wouldn't get fined? Exactly. That is exactly why they were there. I bet you part of them were like hoping that the plane got delayed because of the weather and they couldn't get out. I bet. Who's better, Justin Tucker or Butker? I mean, probably Butker, but Butker's been having a tough go the last few games since coming back from IR himself. Losers complain, winners win. Exactly. Chiefs will 3P, and I guarantee it. Ruckus, come on, baby. I like that a lot. I don't hear the news about robbing a bank. That's crazy. Yeah, you should look it up. Chiefsaholic. He was a serial bank robber once all was said and done. It's a pretty crazy story. Favorite memory from this season? Man, favorite memory? I mean, probably the Broncos blocked field goal that the Chiefs blocked at the end of the game. Like, the way that game ended was unreal. Doggo staring at Cole, winning attention. Casey, down. Down. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what she's doing. She might be Hungry. I don't want to say it because then she'll freak out. Okay, so I got one package from Chiefs Bids from Greg Wright. Sorry, Greg Coleman. Greg Wright. I'm thinking of Matthew Wright, the kicker, because the Chiefs have had so many kickers, and I'm doing a season-long recap, recapping every single game. I was just talking about Matthew Wright. But this is a signed Joe Montana jersey, which is freaking awesome. So we're taking that. Thank you very much. Let's go, Greg. Greg Coleman, the legend. And then this is from Kyle. And then we'll get back to the Chiefs talk. Kyle. Oh, shoot. Yo, give me that chain. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Give me the Chiefs chain. I don't know how to get this off. It's going to be so loud on the mic. Yo, dude. Flava Flav with the chains. Then from Kyle, we got the Chiefs hat, which I actually need because it's like 7 degrees outside. Thank you, brother. I don't even know if this is all for me. The card probably tells you who it's all for. And then this is a Chiefs calendar for 2025, which is why I needed to open this sooner. But dude, let's go, man. And then a card. Thank you so much, bro. I'll open the card after the stream if that's okay, unless you want me to open that now. But I really appreciate you, man. Let's go. You have the same hat? Dude, this is awesome. I wish I would have opened this earlier because I was just out shoveling the snow recently. You can wear that game day. You can't wear that at game day to hurt yourself? Yeah, I don't know what I would do with the chain. Literally my dream to have a Joe Montana jersey. I'm so jealous. Oh, let's go. Yeah, Joe Montana, the legend. Do it now, please. Oh, shoot. Okay. The Bills are going to steamroll the Broncos. I mean, I really think so, yes. I really think so, yeah. Dear Cole DeRuse, hope you and your family have a Merry Christmas. How about those Chiefs? Kyle and the fam with Ruby Woo. I've been told they are massive Chiefs fans, so I thought this would be perfect to share. Universal Studios Hollywood in LA features me and the gang from Mystery Inc. Dude, if Mystery Inc. is actually massive Chiefs fans, that is fantastic. Let's freaking go, dude. Thank you, man. Merry Christmas. Appreciate it. Sorry we're so delayed. Cole, wear the necklace and call a game. This necklace is crazy. This necklace is crazy. Bo Nix is an overachiever. That will hurt them next year? I mean, maybe. I think Bo Nix has had a good rookie year. I mean, we always need to see what the second year for a rookie looks like once you have a year of tape on him, right? Those calendars are dope. I have one. It's great. Yeah, heck yeah. Kyle, thanks so much, man. Thanks for this, the hat, the calendar. That's super thoughtful of you. You're not a Chiefs fan. So just the fact that you support and show all that, even as a Vikings fan, like, I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Sorry, it was delayed. It took us a while to get to the UPS store, but we got it. What's up, AJ? Jaden Daniel is an overachiever. He makes the Commanders Super Bowl contenders. Hey, man, if Jaden Daniels is hot, like in a game, like in this playoff game coming up, like they could definitely win. Scheduled our private tour for March 2nd for my husband's birthday. Mandy, let's go. Private tour at Arrowhead, or is that what you mean? If so, that is awesome. People say rookies are always bad when thrown into a situation right away, but Nix is somehow a dog. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's doing great. You're only going to get better. Mahomes got to sit for a year, which was great for him. But, yeah, not every rookie can do that. What's up, Destiny? All good. I just enjoy when two other fan bases who hate so hard on KC end up having to play each other and stop pretending to be the best buds in the season. I mean, hey, the Ravens and Bills could very well play each other in the divisional, and good luck. Knicks looks great. They'll be a problem for sure. Yeah, I think the AFC West in general, sorry, this is going to be loud. Let me mute this. Once I get this off, I'll wear it again for another stream for fun. But, yeah, I mean, once the Ravens and Bills play each other, that's ideal. You don't have to play both of those guys. Last year, the Chiefs played the Dolphins, a much better Dolphins team at Arrowhead, then went into Buffalo, beat the Bills, into Baltimore, beat the Ravens, and then played the Niners and beat them in the Super Bowl. Absolutely insane. The path to the Super Bowl is, in theory, easier this year because you get the first round bye, and then you're not playing the Bills or the Ravens in the divisional round. Mahomes and Reed are the gatekeepers of the AFC. That's true. But I was saying this, I got sidetracked. The AFC West is going to be competitive for years to come, in theory. Great coaching is a key piece of great teams that are able to stay competitive year in and year out. And I would think that the Broncos have a great coaching staff in place right now, especially with Sean Payton at the helm. And then John Harbaugh is doing the same for the Chargers. And then the Chiefs have Andy Reid. So that's three great coaching staff, or at least head coaches, that's going to trickle down everywhere else. We already know the Chiefs have a great coaching staff, but you have three AFC West teams in the playoffs. Sean Payton's second year, I think, in Denver, right? First year with Bo Nix. This is Harbaugh's first year. I think the Chargers won like 4 or 5 games last year, and they're in the playoffs this year. So the AFC West is gonna be tough. It's not going to be easy, but I think the Chiefs for a while will remain at the top. I mean, they swept the West this year. They didn't lose a game. Hannah with the 5. Am I nuts to say Watson return is a big deal for a three-peat? He plays with such physicality, tackles, and hard, and he doesn't get fined. Bill Belichick would be proud. Or flagged, maybe, is what you mean. Maybe fined, but flagged. No, I think Jalen Watson return is a huge deal as well. I just hope he's able to for sure return and they don't rush him back and he's able to look his pre-surgery self for the most part. Because he did break a couple bones right near his ankle. You think Deion Sanders could come to the NFL? I mean, maybe. Yeah, it's a possibility. The teams that are a threat to the Lions are the Bills and Chiefs, and maybe the Eagles, right? Maybe the Eagles as well over there on the NFC. If Rex Ryan coaches the Raiders, we will go undefeated against them. Dude, Rex Ryan just interviewed with the Jets, which is insane. What happened to Christian Watson? He tore his ACL. I think he went down non-contact last week. Let's hope Watson comes back with the same edge. That's the hope, Denny. What's up, man? Rex Ryan is a joke. I call him clown teeth, but I know that's not kind. It's the troll in me, dude. I call him clown teeth. His veneers are just too big for his mouth. It's crazy looking. I'm sorry. It's not cool. But it's just reality, dude. He's clown takes. Okay. Clown character, clown teeth. You think we could three-peat? Yeah, I mean, definitely. I'm not going to say it's a guarantee, but there's a pretty good shot. Chiefs got to play some good games, but yeah, they could definitely do it. Dude hates? Yeah, exactly. What about Patrick? He certainly has done more with less. Yeah, just statistically speaking, I know it's not only a stats award, even though it kind of is, but he's not having the stats of the other guys. Even though the Chiefs are 15-1, the 1 seed, they haven't lost in the playoffs 2 years in a row. Like, he's got one of the best EPAs per play in the fourth quarter on third downs, most game-winning drives in the NFL. Like, there's certainly factors, in my opinion, that are advanced metrics to look at that are even greater than just straight-up stats. Like, some of these stats, not all of them, but, like, dude, some of Josh Allen's stats, I mean, they're 1 yard tush pushes. I mean, Mahomes, then they try to knock Mahomes because he has all these touchdown passes inside the 5. He can't tush push. Andy Reid won't let him, you know? But yeah, it is what it is. I just don't care. I would say Mahomes is the most valuable player for the Chiefs, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. Can't stand Rex Ryan's awful takes. I can't watch ESPN, dude. Is he on ESPN? I think he's on ESPN. I cannot watch ESPN. The only one that I watch sometimes would be the Pat McAfee show, even though I think he's technically on ESPN, but he's been doing that since before. Clown teeth, said Hannah. Seen what happened to Skip and Joy Taylor? Yeah, I did look into that a little bit. I watched some of Brandon Perna's video on it today. Kind of a mess. It's obviously all alleged, and it's a lawsuit or something, right? That's going through the process right now. But yeah, I mean, doesn't look good. Does not look good. He's on NFL Countdown. Oh, okay. I know he's on something, but he's interviewed all the time and gives his thoughts that we don't necessarily want. ESPN is so bad now. Yeah, it is what it is. There's some guys on ESPN that I like. I mean, I kind of like Dan Orlovsky. I feel like he's not perfect. I don't always agree with his takes, but he's pretty solid, dude. Is Mina Kimes on ESPN? Like, I don't mind Mina Kimes. Skip a freak. Yeah. Oh no. I mean, dude, that stuff's crazy. I was reading it and I was like, this is wild. This is why I just work from home by myself, dude. Crazy. People are crazy out there. You think Rashee Rice will come back to the Chiefs as a number one receiver despite the suspension? You mean like by the end of the year, could he be the number one producer and like from a statistical perspective, even after missing 4-ish games? Yeah, I mean, maybe so. I have no idea how long he's going to be suspended or what everything could look like once all is said and done. But it's definitely possible if you look at the trajectory he was on before getting injured. Let's see. I can't deal with Tom Brady either. I will not watch him commentate. I don't mind his commentary. I feel like he's still growing and getting better. I don't necessarily mind it. And this might be a hot take. I like Troy Aikman and Joe Buck on Monday Night Football. I know some people like really don't like them, but dude, they're like my favorite duo, probably of all of them to listen to. There's a couple others that I like as well, but I actually like Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. That might be a hot take, and you might think I'm lame for that, but I kind of like Monday Night Football and listening to those guys. Greg Olson's really good. Who's the other guy that I love, man? He gets so animated and just calls the game with such passion. There's another guy. I just feel like Troy Aikman and Joe Buck have a really good rapport. I'm not saying they're perfect all the time, and sometimes they say stuff that I'm like, what? Why would you say that? Harlan, yes, man. Is it Kevin? What's his first name? Is it Kevin Harlan? I think it's Kevin Harlan. He just has so much passion for the game, and you could tell how much he cares. Yeah, I like him a lot too. Al Michaels, he's great. He's a GOAT. Dude, Al Michaels like in his 80s and still doing a great job. Sometimes though, like Al Michaels, buddy, because like you'll see like a really crazy play happen, and I'm just like, oh, that was insane. And Al Michaels is like, that was a nice catch. I was like, what do you mean? He's just seen too much football, guys. He's seen too much football. Yeah, he used to be Chiefs announcer. Yeah, I like Kevin. They all sound the same to you? All right, fair enough. Chiefs Radio with Mitch Holthus. Yes. It had to have been years ago because wasn't it I would have been younger, but wasn't it Lynn Dawson after that? Oh, baby, what a play. Exactly. Troy Aikman's analysis is insightful. It's more insightful than Romo. I like listening to those guys talk ball because I don't know ball like they do, so I always enjoy hearing their just their perspective. How's nobody talked about Eli and Peyton on Monday nights? I don't like it. I like watching clips of their broadcast after the fact. I want to hear more of like the play-by-play analysis. And they do have some analysis and insights that are great, but a lot of times they have guests on and they're kind of like just talking and shooting the breeze during the game. Harlan was announcer when Lenny was color. Okay. Brady knows cheating. Oh my gosh. Who are you going for in the, I don't watch college ball. Sorry. Brady knows cheating. That's insane. Do you ever consider doing fantasy football? Yeah, I might join like a fantasy football team of some sort next year. The only fantasy football we've done the past couple of years on this channel in particular is Underdog Fantasy, but they're getting a sports book too in Missouri, I believe, down the road here, which is super fun. What are your thoughts on Tyreek Hill basically saying he misses the Chiefs? I don't know that he said he misses the Chiefs, right? I mean, he kind of trolls around about that, but he does seem like he wants out of Miami. He's kind of locked into that contract, might be stuck there unless the Dolphins want to trade him. Okay, but the question, like, would I mind him back in Kansas City? No, I'm fine with that, but have to be at the right price and all that stuff. What about Mike Evans? He didn't pass Jerry Rice, but he tied Jerry Rice for the most consecutive 1,000-yard seasons in a row, which is super awesome, Joel. 11 1,000-yard seasons in a row. Absolutely fantastic. Harlan's father was a Packers front office guy. Love that. Matt Nagy replacements. Maybe somebody in-house. Maybe Doug Peterson. I would love him to bring in some kind of savvy young guy that just has a different way of viewing things that could help maybe just sharpen Andy Reid a little bit. Not that he is super dull and like has to have that, but I just think it would be a nice thing to kind of challenge Andy Reid in a good way and just present a new flavor into the offense. But I say Doug Peterson just because I feel like Andy Reid would do that. I'm not saying like I necessarily want Doug Peterson. I wouldn't mind, but like I just feel like that's such an Andy Reid thing. Darren with the 22 months. I have to ask, is that black and silver Chief shirt in your store, or do I need to jungle searching this one? Or which black and white Chief shirt? This is on Breaking Tea. BreakingTea.com/HBTC. Explanation point Breaking Tea in the chat should get you that. The black and white t-shirt, if you're saying like the all black that's got it like shines and reflects off the light, that was on NFL Shop. Did Pat and Brittany have their baby yet? I think they're supposed to. I haven't seen anything. Yet. I thought Spag signed a contract last year. He did sign a contract renewal, yes. An extension, rather. Chiefs should try Ben Johnson. Dude, Ben Johnson's going to get a head coaching gig somewhere. He ain't going to want to be an OC. If he wants to be an OC, he'll stay where he is. You think Kelsey retires this year? Maybe. I talked about that a little bit more earlier. Maybe so. King Zach Gaming with the 2. Bengals fans still crying. Bills next. I mean, the thing is, like, if the Bengals wanted to win, like get in the playoffs rather, they needed to win more games. Don't rely on other teams at the end. No, they'll have a baby in a week. I think they said if she doesn't have the baby by Sunday, they're going to induce her Monday. Right? Which is this upcoming Monday, maybe? It's happening. Where's EB? Free agent, I believe. He's available. I got my first ever Chiefs jersey for Christmas. It was Mahomes. Love it, Reno. Love that. Ben Johnson leaving is going to shine the light on Campbell. Call me a hater, but he needs Johnson. And I guess we'll see, right? Regardless, they've been a lot of fun. It's been awesome to watch that team. Big Red got to be the coach of the year. He won't be, but he's a coach of the year to me. Yeah, 100%. Let's see. Let me know your thoughts on playoff picture. Who you think's playing in the Super Bowl? Is it going to be Lions Chiefs? Do you have somebody else making it from the AFC? Do you think the Lions get upset by somebody? Let me know in the comments before we get out of here. I'd love to get your thoughts on that. Obviously, that's getting a little ahead of ourselves. Let me know if you also think there's going to be any upsets in the wild card round. Like in the wild card round, I said I think the Bills beat the Broncos. I think the Chargers beat the Texans, and I think the Ravens beat the Steelers. Do you think there's any upsets in the wild card round? Mustache of the year for sure for Andy Reid. 1,000%. Troy just sounds bored. Wait, Troy? What happened to Troy? Cole, what about Willie Gay? Because he's only on a 1-year deal. He could return next year. If that's what you're asking, potentially. Steelers could win because it's a rivalry. True, division rivalry. That always gets weird. The Steelers won earlier in the year, but the Ravens just beat the brakes off of them recently. Ray said it's January, time for the Bills to choke. There's no NFC defense that can slow down the Lions. Yeah, I think you'd have to have a little bit of a shootout with them, which is tough. I think Baker will go off and Buccaneers will win. So beating the Commanders. I mean, here, if you need a little like reminder, that's NFC. And then here's AFC. We pretty much know the AFC teams. The NFC ones are the ones I don't know if I could just say off the top of my head. I'm too busy being a mod on so many channels. You guys need to give these mods so much love and respect. I can't even tell you. King Jamie! Appreciate the kind words, man. Thanks for holding it down on the other channels, too. What was the video that you did a short on the NFL players saying who was the best player? I don't know. Off the top of my head. I've made like 1,000 shorts. So I don't remember. The new Chiefs, they re-signed Montreal Washington to the practice squad. Yeah. They did. That was like I didn't even see that until somebody else talked about it in a podcast. I think it was maybe KCSN, Only Weird Games. And they were like, yeah, Montreal Washington's back on the practice squad. And I was like, really? I went and checked the transaction report. And I was like, wow, okay, I didn't even see that today. I see the Vikings beating the Rams, said Matthew. The the Chargers beating the Texans as upsets, but I have the Bucks and Eagles winning the NFC wild card and Buffalo and Baltimore in the AFC wild card. There you go. I like those. Why am I not seeing Knight's messages? He's not blocked. Knight, where are you? Night Hunter, are you in here? Do you think Casey will try and keep D-Hop? Maybe Austin. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be 30, or he's already 33 maybe. You could still ball out. Like Adam Thielen's having a great year, and he's 34. So just price and years will always obviously be a factor for sure. Which happened first? Mahomes' baby was conceived or his Airbnb in New Orleans was booked? Dude, I don't know. He booked his Airbnb first, knowing he was going to be in the three-peat for Super Bowl 59. Casey with the 2. Hope they re-sign Juju Smith-Schuster. It's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. We'll see. Thanks for the 2. I would think there might be a couple guys a little higher on the priority list than Juju, but that's not like a disrespectful thing to Juju by any means. Torch with a 10. Here's a fun fact. QB that loses their first Super Bowl, they will never make it back. Only one to do it was Jim Kelly. Yeah, it's a Jim Kelly curse. Torch, thanks so much for the 10 bomb, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, the Jim Kelly curse is pretty crazy. I think any quarterback that's lost their first Super Bowl, they've never made it back since Jim Kelly. That's pretty nuts. Xavier Worthy is the fastest man in NFL Combine history. Look it up. No, you're right. No, I believe you. I believe you. He beat John Ross's record. If Tyreek leaves Miami, where could he go? Well, the Dolphins have to trade him. So it's got to be a team that's needs a wide receiver, maybe willing to give up a little bit of draft capital, pay some of that money. I don't know. Tyreek might be in a tough spot. Please note Andy is going for 300 in the divisional game. 300 wins? Yeah, he ain't losing that game. He ain't losing it. What you thinking about us getting somebody like Hunter? Hunter? Like, Hunter who? Yeah, let me know. Elway. What about Elway? I would just like a redo of our starting receiver core this year plus DOP for next year. Dude, I don't know who DOP is. I don't know what that means. If you guys are starting to talk, Hunter Henry, that'd be awesome, but he's going to go like top 3. If you guys are starting to talk draft stuff on me, you're going to lose me. I'm not there yet. No, Travis Hunter's fine. But that man's going to, the Chiefs are never going to get that guy. That would be great. Chiefs need a corner. Yeah, too early. I can't focus on draft stuff until after the season, dude. There's no way. I don't even watch college ball. I have to do all my studying after the season. The draft is not that great. Yeah, it's not as loaded, that's for sure. Only a couple QBs could go early, most likely. It's going to be interesting. 3-peat loading? Heck yeah, Travis. Focus, people. We've got playoffs. How y'all on a draft talk? Dude, I had people asking me draft talk like a month ago. There's channels out there running mock drafts right now. And they're getting hella views, too. Bengal, if you know him. He's been doing mock drafts for a little while now. All right, guys. I'm going to call it. I see you, Knight. I see you, Knight. I do see you. Appreciate y'all for hanging out. It's always fun to talk. Always appreciate you guys more than you know. I'm going to get out of here, rest, get ready for a long-form video tomorrow. I got an interview tomorrow late with Seth Kaiser of KCSN, and a lot of you know Seth Kaiser and the work that he does with his Substack. I'm going to interview him, talk playoffs, so we're going to drop that probably on Thursday. So we're getting ready. I'm going to get ready for all that, and then we're going to gear up, and I will be streaming these games over the weekend, all the AFC games if I can. And reacting and watching the playoff games with you guys if you want to hop in the stream. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for the mods holding it down, man. Every single dono bomb, regardless of amount, the membership's given. Everybody just holding it down and asking engaging questions. It's not lost on me that I get to do this for a living, get to live my dream and just be a fan of the Chiefs and talk about it on a microphone with a camera and a couple lights blinding me while I do it. But it means a ton to me. And hopefully the Chiefs get this 3-peat, man. It would be absolutely incredible. Appreciate y'all. And until next time, say it with me. Let's go. Let's freaking go.
How about those Chiefs?